Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Today looking at a beer from Amager MurpHill, one of my favorite Danish breweries. They've been around for quite a while. They were around, one of the first breweries, I tried when I was getting into craft beer that were awesome Danish craft beer. Last year they had their 10th anniversary and they released a lot of new beer. And one of them I didn't get around to review until now, but I'm really excited about this one, guys. So this is none other than the Amager MurpHill Rebrewed Edition. So, a little Danish brewing history, guys. Amager MurpHill is from 2007. They were one of the early breweries in Copenhagen to produce very, very nice American-inspired beer. But a lot of American brewers were working in Denmark at that time. Two of them are very famous in the beer scene still nowadays. This is none other than Mike Murphy, who's currently brewing at Lervik Aksjebryggeri in Norway, making phenomenal beers, and Shaun Hill. Most of you guys who watch my channel know who he is, and you also know who Mike is, who's the founder of Hill Farmstead. So they both started their brewing careers in Denmark. They probably worked before. I pretty much only know their Danish brewing story. But Mike was working at a Danish brewery called Bryghus, the Gourmet Brewery, which is now owned by a big company called Habbo and produces crap. So don't check out Gourmet Bryghus anymore. I remember I loved their Blue Mountain Coffee Imperial stout. That was great back in the day. And then Shaun Hill worked at Nørrebro Bryghus. And according to the Amager guys, they would hang out and whatnot and drink their beer, each other beers at the different breweries. And they released a collab beer called Rue Porter and Rye Porter in the States, I believe, because that did get some export, I think. I think actually the bottle I reviewed said Rye Porter, which you can go back and check. Maybe I'll link that review actually on the end of this video. But they did that as a collab together. And then in 2012, they brewed this beer, MurpHill, which was pretty much the Rye Porter amped up and barrel aged. And they amped it up apparently even a little more this time as well, because this time it's 10.5. I believe it was like 9.5 or 9 back in the day. But now it's 10.5 instead. So yeah, I mean, they rebrewed this bad boy, and that was one of the beers I never reviewed back in the day, and I remember selling it at the local bottle shop I worked at, Ølkonsortet, when it came out, and I drank it, but I never reviewed it, and I don't know why. Which was stupid, because back then that was just an awesome, like, really, really awesome barrel-aged beer, and that was when barrel-aging beer in Denmark was quite young, so there wasn't too, I mean, there were some, of course, but there wasn't, like, crazy amounts of people doing barrel-aged beer. So it was, I remember really enjoying that beer. So they redid it for their anniversary, Amager MurpHill. And so it's kind of like, rebrew of an old collaboration, if you can say it like that. So they aged this one in Kentucky bourbon barrels for how long? Let's see. It doesn't say. I think the original one was aged for 6 months, but I'm not sure with this one. It's brewed with water, barley malt, pilsner, chocolate, special bee, Cara aroma, rye malt, Cara rye, wheat malt, and then it says candy mick and molasses. And the hops are Centennial, Cascade Columbus, and they use USA leaves. I love that Amager MurpHill still does that. All ingredients right there on the label. But this will be fun. I haven't had this since 2012 pretty much, so it's really fun to revisit. I really wanted to review it. They actually released a lot of beer last year as well, and other beer. Or was it this? Yeah, it was last year they came out. I've just been sitting on it for so long. They also came out with a series of barrel-aged variants of the, what was it, Mobster series or something like that I didn't review because it sold out before I got to it, and now they're out with the barrel-aged versions, which I think I can get. It would be fun if I could get the original variants side by side with the barrel-aged ones. But let's start off with MurpHill here. So, pours in the glass, a pretty much pitch black color, really black. There is a little hint, just the slightest hint of brown. I can smell the bourbon. Slightest hint of brown on the top of the glass there, but not too much. Nice beige looking head on there. Let's check out the aroma on the 2017 rebrew of MurpHill. Oh, that smells really nice. Loads of spicy rye and licorice and bourbon. I think the molasses is providing all that licorice. Oh, this smells really good. Oh, so like yeah, licoricey fudgy. Not fudgy. Sorry. Licorice fudgy. What's it called? The sweet licorice you get in like Bassett's all sorts. I'm getting that as English wine gums. I'm getting loads of that, and then loads of bourbon. And dry oaky notes, hints of vanilla, really licoricey and roasty toasty. Yeah, there I got a lot of vanilla actually. A bit of alcohol, but not too much. And then like really nice spicy rye note. I really like rye in porters and IPAs, and I really liked them a lot back in the day. For me, back in the day, that was some of the things I really loved finding beers with rye. That's also something I'm not too into anymore. But let's check it out, guys. Cheers, and thanks a ton to Amager MurpHill for rebrewing this, I guess, Danish barrel-aged classic, if you can call it like that. So, cheers. That is really nice. Really licoricey, actually. Much more so than... That must be the molasses. Molasses can usually be so licoricey. Like licorice and really nice bourbon character. It's not that kind of like that fudgy, sweet candy like bourbon flavor you sometimes get. It's more like... I mean, more spirit-like, if you can say. Like, sometimes when you age a beer, it's already quite sweet in barrels, you get these, like, really fudgy flavors from the bourbon. Here it's, like bourbon and, like, more... Seems more spirit-like, if you can say it like that. It has a bit of warmth going down. I think this, if it sits in the bottle and dies down a bit with this, the warmth of the alcohol and the spirit and the actual barrels, you'll get, like, even more of the, like, vanilla kind of chocolatey, fudgy tones that are in here. Really nice, super slick, silky mouthfeel. Really silky on the mouthfeel. Very nice, dry bourbon aftertaste there with the vanilla. Loads of vanilla, loads of charred oak as well. Really charry, oaky flavor. And like very dry on the aftertaste from the barrel as well. That like dry, woody aftertaste. Not huge on the sweetness. It seems like it's a bit more roast forward as well, which I remember the rye porter as being sweeter, but I don't think I've had that beer since like 2012, just the base beer, like the rye porter. So that's hard to remember. We're definitely also getting a bit of that kind of sweet, licoricey, Bassett's All Sorts type flavor, or Bassett's Wine Gums. It has a bit of a dark fruit flavor to it as well. Maybe even a hint of nuttiness. It's almost like so roasty, it's charry and burnt as well. It's one of these really burnt, roasty porters. You can almost like see connotations to some of the iconic Danish Baltic porters. I don't know if that had any inspirations, you know, the rye porter they did, if that was any inspiration to that or anything. But there's almost like that like heavy roast that some of those have. But it's just got a little bit more of everything. A little bit more of everything. The rye is shining through really nicely with this spicy rye flavor. It would be fun to do like a rye whiskey version of this, actually. Since it's a rye porter. Really nice rye flavor. It's like that kind of like spicy rye grain type flavor. Almost like rye breadiness to it. And then Danish rye bread, by the way. The almost pumpernickel style bread. Not the American rye bread. But this is really good. This is something I say get a bottle and drink now if you can still find it. I don't know how easy accessible it is. I think they brewed a whole lot more than they did the original one, because the original one was quite limited. But yeah, I'd say get one now, drink it, and then get another one to stick in the cellar to try in a year's time or so. It'd be really fun if you have the original batch so you can do a little comparison. But this is really nice barrel-aged Imperial rye porter. And if you're into the more roasty style porters, you'll really enjoy this. But rating-wise, I'm going to go 94. This is really nice. Really like the barrel character. I think with a little bit of age, it can go to like 95, 96. Just so some of that kind of alcohol warmth and a bit of a slightly boozy tinge to it, but not too much. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, but that could die down, I think, with a bit of age. But as it is right now, it's still drinking very nice, and I think it will improve much more with a few years on it, or maybe even just a few months. But if you guys had a chance to try the 2017 version of Amager MurpHill, tribute to Mike Murphy and Shaun Hill, let me know what you thought of it. Really tasty stuff. Really awesome that they rebrewed this one. It was just had some memories there about the old days of craft beer when we actually had a specific bottle shop. We actually, in my city, we had one of the first beer-only bottle shops in Denmark, which I worked at. Unfortunately, it closed. Some of you guys might remember those videos, but it was fun to reminisce. Thanks, Amma. See you guys in May, I guess, at NBCC. But Awesome stuff, guys. If you had a chance to check it out, let me know what you thought of it. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe. Check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I want to say cheers. It's some really delicious Imperial Rye Porter in bourbon barrels, or that had been aged in bourbon barrels. And see you guys in another beer review.